Oh, hey everybody, I just wanted to show you this one. This is pretty wild. This is a reserve tank. It's part of oil field stuff, so we're going to go over it. I'm going to show you a couple things to watch for. Well, besides being able to re-gravel your whole driveway, you know, that's just the way it is. It's out in, you know, wet area, and they just gets drugged somewhere. It's on a skid. It's going to pick up gravel. You know, there's not a lot you can do about it. They'll take care of it on the other end. It is trapped. It can't come out. It's inside the well there. But that's a lot of gravel. But the biggest problem was this valve. This valve at the beginning was turned down. It stuck out about that far. So that made it an overwidth load. I had it permitted. And there was another one of these pieces of pipe that went all the way back and stuck out the back almost 3 feet. Well, 2 feet 10 inches. So, you know, it made me 75.5 long, which, you know, you're allowed up to 75, and, you know, and that kind of thing as far as the, and you had to include the overall length of the vehicle. You're allowed more than that, but, you know, when you're starting to do over length, the overall 4-foot overhang rule was not coming into play, but they needed to know the length of vehicle, axle spacings, and all that bullshit. So that all had to be on the permit. So you had to have 100-foot tape and go through all the crap. Anyhow, when I went back, because I had permitted it, I went to a scaled, and was illegal, or it was overweight, I had to go back. So it was just only 360 pounds, but it was enough to go, dudes, they're gonna cancel my flipping, you know, permits and stuff. We can't do it. I tried to get an overweight for the axle, but they wouldn't do it. They just, you know, I wanted to know. I don't do enough of this stuff to know all the rules state by state. I have a guidebook, but still, you know. So what they did, they said this was a mistake. It shouldn't have been loaded this way. So it's not on you. We were supposed to turn these valves up on every single tank. Here's the only one that didn't. And I said, well, that figures. It was all cool. We got there. Here's crew with sledgehammers. They're standing up on the bed of a pickup truck, 1 foot up here, one down there. They're beating the living shit out of these fittings with a sledgehammer. And then when they got them loose, 2 men pushed the valve up. This is heavy stuff, hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And they tightened the valves back up. When they pulled the hose, it was full of drilling mud. Well, holy shit, I mean, there's several hundred pounds right there. They dropped 700 pounds by taking this little piece of rubber tubing. There was a metal fixture and a metal fixture of them, but it was rubber in between, but it was full of mud. So it was 700-800 pounds. And it, of course, made my trailer completely legal. Everything was fine. See all the gravel and shit here too. So, you know, if it's all on the edge, scrape it off, just clean it, you know. You know, keep your hands off of this kind of stuff too, because there's all kinds of bullshit in there. So, you're talking about chemicals and everything that they put with this drilling mud. So, pretty much, the other stuff you got to worry about is, you know, getting a place to grab. This steel is too thick. It's too thick right here. So this will not go in on it. I could grab that way, but it just won't do it. Well, it's a 3/8 chain. So there's the overall look of it. I mean, it's height-wise, it's fine. But let's take a look at the back. Special consideration here, because I do have it flagged. I'm just a couple foot over. You know, but I got all this this valve bullshit and all this other crap going on, and it's all tied in. They've got rope, they've got cable, they got bullshit. But this is the same thing as on a container, the same exact configuration. So I run my chain through it and then down to here, and then that way it pulls into it. It's as close as you're going to get, but this is the best I could come up with. I want to keep any excess chain away from the light and all this other crap, and I didn't want to go through this pocket. I just wanted to get it over here so I had enough space to put my flipping binder. Tying with rope, see that? You got to look overhead too, see? There's all kinds of bullshit up there too. Now this was a special section also. This cable was free flopping. Now every time I turn a corner or go around a corner at speed, that shit, centrifugal force is going to take that, force it out into the into the traffic. That would suck when somebody came around, I'm turning the corner, they're trying to pass me, and then it takes out their mirror. So you got to rope that shit down and use approved, braided nylon rope or whatever. Don't use bungee cords. I mean, I just put a little extra pressure on these guys just to keep kind of chain excess down. Now, it was tough. The oil field stuff gets the crap beat out of it. That's just all there is to it. And I have to tie the stuff down. Are there any D-rings on the side? Hell no. That's on the engineers who built that shit. They should have been welded, rated D-rings down the side of this flipping skid so we could put it on the truck. Do you think they think of that shit? Hell no. So, I had to come up here, feed the chain through here, get up on this welded section, get that in there. That's flipping crazy. I didn't like coming in on here because I didn't want, but you can see where other people had done exactly the same and they'd already been it. So I was just trying to get in and get a good tight configuration to the trailer. So your chains are going to settle anytime you got going up and around corners and stuff, and that's just the way it is. But trying to make sure that you get, I didn't have a lot of room in here when you're talking about feeding stuff through. And don't worry about anything being over the edge with your securement devices. That does not count against you. It's crazy, folks. I checked everything. I've checked them so many times. I've settled the chains in and I've rechecked again. Now on this one, all I did was a single chain across the front, and I just wanted to keep it where it was pretty tight. It's close. When they're skidding 45,000 pounds with two boom trucks holding one end and the other end, and then they're trying to put it on with a front loader, and they're trying to push that shit on your trailer, that's a lot of friction, and it's going to cause a lot of movement on your, you have to be pretty much sitting in the driver's seat with your foot on the brakes. Just because, on some model trailers like this one, you go set in the trailer brakes, it dumps all the air. Then it settles down and it changes the whole, everything. So, you could do that, but I just sat in the flipping driving seat. That, when you're doing vehicles, sometimes you have to do that when you're rolling on a big tanker or something. You should set all brakes, and it's going to drop your air on some models, and it could drop 3 or 4 inches below. Like a dock space or something for rolling stock to get on. But that's just the way it is, because chalk in the wheels too, that's a safety item. But you just got to be able to keep the thing from getting punched forward, and that's pretty much what it is. So there's a big stick out up here. See that? That would have been probably 2.5, 3 feet. So either way, either or, they were going to take it off and rotate it, and I thought, oh my God, I have to redo all this shit again. And, it's a pain in the ass. It's an absolute pain in the ass, but we got it. We'll get the customer service. It's drilling stuff, so that's just the way it is. So you got to look all the way the hell up there and see, now what could come off? Is there anything up there? And this is where I had to come into play with tying it down with 2 different lengths of rope to keep all these different cables the hell, from flopping out too far. And it worked out really well. So, bag of tricks, keep rope with you. Just a quick overview. I mean, everything's fine. It's just when you're looking down the side, and it's like right on the money, but I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think anybody else is either. This is a common item, and they ship a ton of these. But, we're not Texas and Oklahoma. We're doing other states, and we have to watch and make sure the rules are followed. And some of these guys in oil field, I just run it. Oh, bullshit, I'm not going to run it. That's my ass hanging out in the breeze, and it's my CSA points and the company too, and they can cancel my lease. So, screw that bullshit, I'm not running nothing. If it's either going to be right or kiss my ass. That's just the way it is. You have to stand your ground. I don't know how many times, 8, 10 times. If it was me, I'd run it. Well, you ain't running for Landstar, and you ain't an over-the-road driver. You're an oil field, which you guys just throw caution to the wind. Yeah, we're in trouble with DOT all the time. That's a direct quote Well, fuck that. You know, really, seriously, just a whole bunch of that. You know, we can't be doing that shit all the time. We have to keep our act together, or we're not going to be in business. You know, so we do our best. It's all legal. Everything's happy. The customer will get their stuff in good shape. Nothing fell off, and you have to watch. You put your hands, like I said, on everything and study every bit of it. Is there any of that shit that's going to fall off, or did they not secure it right, or did they, you know? So is it got a safety pin? So a lot of this stuff has got safety pins in it where, you know, I think they took most of it off, but the clevis will go through it and they'll have a nut and a thread, you know, a threaded bolt, but there'll be a hole drill put, and they put a safety ring in through there, and it can't back off. So I look at those. There's a lot of stuff to cover. I'm serious. Sorry it's so quick, guys. I'm doing my best. It's just been a slow year. I'm doing my best to get unique videos for you guys so you can see some of this newer shit that's going on. Oil field. I'm getting ready to go up to, trying to work my way to Colorado. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to be hauling fracking sand, and it's going to be wild, crazy, dirty work. But in this kind of economy, you know, anything will work. Just, you know, find what work I can do and do steady, and if it's like a dedicated, take me, I'm easy. So, well, I guess that's it. We got to get over to Oklahoma City. See you on the road.